Hello everybody, it's Jessie again, and this is going to be my fourth video. Today I'm just going to talk to you about my diet and how exactly I am going about this whole weight loss thing, so you're probably wondering. So here we go. I'm not going to do a weight update today. I'm going to give you guys a weight update on Saturday. So I'm just going to talk to you about my diet. So as we all know, the best way to lose fat is to combine diet and exercise, and not just do one or the other. A proper diet ensures that all the nutrients and calories that we consume can be used by our body to do useful work, such as exercise, and that no energy gets wasted or deposited as excess fat anywhere on our body. Nobody likes that. So in general, I don't do any fad diets. I'm not going to do no South Beach, starvation, none of that. No fasting, no weird fruit only, none of that. I just live generally by the principle of eating a well-balanced and diverse diet that's enriched with minerals and vitamins and a lot of water. But sometimes it can be kind of hard to stay on track if you don't really know where to draw the line and decide which foods are out of your healthy range and which foods are in your healthy range. And for different people, that healthy range is going to be a little bit different. It just depends on what your goals are, where you're starting, and what your abilities are, really. So for me, my diet is largely based around the concept of glycemic index. So many of you have probably heard of glycemic index, and it may seem like common knowledge, but for those of you who don't, I really can't rave enough about how well it works, how easy it is to follow, and how important it is for weight loss. So glycemic index is essentially how fast or how slow a carbohydrate gets broken down into simple sugars in your bloodstream. So some carbohydrates are called complex carbohydrates. These are complex molecules that are broken down slowly, and therefore they release small amounts of sugar into the bloodstream at a time. And this lasts over a prolonged period of time, so you're getting a slow, steady energy release. Because of this, it's really your body's most efficient way of gaining and using energy, because it's going to be released slowly as your body needs it, and any work that you do, any calories that you burn doing anything, is going to be fueled by that food energy, as opposed to being turning to alternative energy stores, such as eating away at your muscle, your fat. And yes, of course, it's good to burn fat, but when your body goes into starvation mode, that's not exactly what happens. So, where am I here? On the other hand, there are simple carbohydrates, such as white sugar, which are broken down rapidly and release a really quick spike of sugar into your bloodstream. This burst of energy is only going to last a short while, and because your body doesn't need all that energy at once, biochemical processes will eventually lead to that excess energy being stored as fat on your body. So moreover, you're going to feel like eating more because your body's going to be lacking energy once the sugar rush is over, and you may eat more to compensate or feel lethargic and have a headache. So this is basically just a simple explanation of why you might hear people talking these days about sugar being the bad guy when it comes to gaining weight, and not so much fat anymore. We're not so much cutting out high fat foods as much as we're trying to cut out sugar, and that's why. So following the glycemic index of all your meals is really a simple, hassle-free way to watch your blood sugar levels and ensure optimum results. This diet is what most diabetics must follow, because they can't regulate blood sugar levels on their own. So they must ensure that all the foods that they eat are going to release the sugar as slowly as possible. So you may be wondering how you can follow a low glycemic diet. Let me tell you, it's really easy. All you have to do is learn which foods are high GI and which foods are low GI, and that's not hard at all. At first, you may have to look at a lot of internet databases to get the information that you need to get a start on learning about glycemic index. But within a matter of maybe a month, you're going to find that you can look at any type of food, even if you've never seen it or tried it before, and you're just going to be able to look at it and inspect it and say, I bet this is a high GI food, or I bet this is a low GI food. And usually you're going to be right. You might even be able to estimate numbers pretty accurately. Um, so in general, in my opinion, a GI under 50 is better than anything over 50. So I try to stick to GIs under 50 for everything that I eat. The lower the better, really, but under 50 is okay. So just do some research, compile a list, make categories for grains, fruits, and vegetables. You don't need to make a meat category because meat automatically has extremely low GI, around 0. So write down as many types of foods as possible. Just go on the internet, write down some grains, some fruits, some vegetables, at least 10 or 15 in each category that are under a GI of 50. And when you think about the foods that you're eating, these low GI foods, you should inspect them, look at them, and look at the texture of it, taste it, and really sort of brainstorm why it is that that food is lower GI than something else. For instance, 12 grain or multigrain bread has a much lower GI than white bread, which is a good thing. So just by looking at it, you can probably guess why that is, because all of the grains that are in the bread are made up of complex molecules that are hard to break down, and there's so many different kinds that it's not just, you know, a whole bunch of one molecule that needs to be broken down by your body. So one last note about glycemic index. Sometimes you're going to be in a position where consuming low glycemic index foods is not really desired or possible. So when this is the case, consuming a small amount of mono or polyunsaturated fat, such as fish oil capsules, with the high GI food will lower the glycemic index immensely. For instance, if I want to eat a watermelon which has a GI of around 70, I'm going to have some nuts, fish oil, or a bit of cheese with it to lower the GI of that meal. And because of this, this also means that I don't agree with the use of reduced fat dairy items or sweets. Reduced fat items almost always have added sugar, which increases the glycemic index significantly. So based on what I just told you about things that have a lot of sugar, you want to have a little bit of fat with it too, right? To reduce the glycemic index. But in these reduced fat foods, not only are they adding sugar, but they're removing the fat also. So that's got a double effect on making the GI shoot straight up in the air. So these are foods that you want to avoid. If you want to make sure that you're going to take care of your cardiovascular health and your heart, which I think is important, you need to be eliminating saturated and trans fats and replacing them with healthy fats such as omega-369 fatty acids instead of getting all this low fat, high sugar crap, because that's not going to help you lose weight at all. It may, just because of the calories, the reduction of calories, but it's really not the best way to go about it. So don't be fooled by reduced fat foods. Keep watching my videos. Please subscribe. Click the little yellow subscribe button. I would be forever grateful. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to go ahead. And if you want to argue with me, I would love that too. So I'll see you guys on Saturday with a weight update. Take care.